we've got a little bit of an unboxing video going on today. It's not a normal ukulele shape, so I think we better take a little look to see what's inside. Right, I've got the scissors. It is a ukulele, that's all I'm going to say for now. We've got the outer box open. I'm just going to pull all these bits of paper out. Whoop. Okay, we're into the inner box. Now, the item that's in here, I haven't seen great reviews of it. In fact, I've seen some really awful reviews of it. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It's not the most expensive uke I've ever bought by a long way. I'm holding it a particular way for a moment so I can see the writing on the box. Okay, so the inner box. We ready? Does that give you a clue? Okay, let's go to the inner box. Alright, so I'm going to be careful now not to drop things. So there, gone. Oh good, lots of polystyrene. So yeah, I don't know what this instrument is going to be like. It looks quite nice. In terms of its quality. Okay, I'm pretty good at fixing things, so I'm hoping, I'm hoping that if there is anything wrong with it, I can sort it out. Are we ready? Dum, dum, dum. Oh, it's heavier than I thought. It is a Bohemian Oil Can ukulele. Okay, let's have a little look. I'm going to carefully take the bag off, and then I'm just going to go and wash my hands for a minute because we're still in that phase of the world. Now, the reason why I particularly wanted to try one of these, even though they haven't had the best reviews, is that they are a steel string ukulele, and this is probably the cheapest way I could do it to try out steel strings compared to normal nylon or fluorocarbon ukulele strings. Right, so I'm going to carefully just put this down for a minute. The only things that were in the box were the ukulele and the Allen key. It doesn't come with a case or anything, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. I've given my hands a little bit of a wash. So, all right, it is an oil can made into a ukulele. It's never been a real oil can. I do think they're made out of recycled materials, but I don't think it's an actual oil can. So I'm just going to remove very carefully the paper on the strings. It's, as I said, an oil can ukulele. It's electric. I can't get over how heavy it is. So what I'm going to do now is carefully remove the plastic wrapper off the pickup. Okay. Now this is where, in normal unboxing videos, you tune the uke up and play it. I'm keeping everything crossed because it's electric, that bit of it will work as well. So, right, we've got rid of these. All right, give me a second to tune this up because I think this could take a little while. I'll be back. Right, I actually didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought to tune up. I think with the steel strings, it's not like a uke where you go loads. So, first impressions of my oil can surf wax ukulele. Grip it, rip it. All right. It's massively heavy. It's so much heavier than I thought it was going to be. It does have strap buttons on the back and on the bottom, so that's going to be my next job in a moment, is to put a strap on it before I plug it in, but obviously because it's really is an actual electric instrument, you know, there's no sort of, even though I think there must be wood or something inside here, there isn't a hollow chamber like an acoustic instrument to produce a sound, hence why it's so quiet. Now, as I was saying, as I was opening it, it's got metal strings, just like a guitar, and I'm suspecting that they are going to sound very different with my pedals compared to a normal nylon stringed ukulele. And this has got a single coil pickup on it, whereas the electroacoustic ukuleles have under the saddle piezo, or that kind of pickup. Okay, right, I'm going to be really brave now, and I'm going to try and plug it in for the first time and see what it sounds like. So let me just grab a strap for a minute. Okay, yes, I could probably play it on my lap, but I don't want to drop it, so I'm just going to be doing the sensible thing. So what do I know about this ukulele? Bohemian Oil Can ukulele. I bought it from Gear for Music. It was under £100. So it's the cheaper end of the market generally, especially for an electric uke. It's quirky. I have seen some really quite bad reviews about them, about their overall quality, so I'm not sure. I'll check the intonation in a minute. But I have seen a few uke players playing them quite successfully as well. So, strap is on. Okay, woohoo! Look at that! Oh, it's different in terms of the size. Right, let me just see for a minute. Okay, in terms of one of the issues that's been raised about these is the intonation. Now, just to my ear, obviously I will try it with a tuner when I'm having a really good look. To my ear, that sounded pretty good. It didn't sound like it was going very, very sharp, but I have noticed that the bridge is on straight. So that's a good start. We've got a volume control and a tone control. The frets are horrific. Even just looking at them, I don't actually need to feel them because I can see they're particularly bad. That very, very bottom fret, I think I'm gonna have to take a hammer or something to that. So yeah, the build quality of it isn't great, but I can fix frets. That's something with a little bit of sanding. Action wise, hang on. I'm back. Just to have the quickest idea of what the action is like at 12th fret. Let's have a little look. I'd say it's about 3 mil. So it's probably a touch high for me, but I wouldn't call that extreme. I've certainly seen far worse ones, and I also know, having played many bass guitars and guitars, or fixed guitars anyway, I can probably bring the saddle, the bridge, down just a fraction to make that. But I gotta say, yeah, the actual action at 12th fret isn't too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play it a bit, but first look at it, it isn't too bad. There isn't anything screaming at me going, oh my goodness me. Right, moment of truth, let's plug it in. Okay, so I've got a cable, my amp is muted. Let's go like this. This is where we discover nothing works and there's a battery missing. Okay, right, I'm turning the volume right down for a minute. And all I'm doing is going straight from the uke into my amp by there. There's something coming through. I'll probably turn the amp up a little bit. Oh, sorry, that's my amp because I don't use the volume in it very much. It works. Now, I'm not a guitarist. I play bass guitar, so yes, I'm used to metal strings on a bass, but I'm certainly not used to these very, very thin steel strings like on a guitar. Well, the electrics are working on it. You've got the volume. So the volume control works, the tone, it's doing something. So the electrics are working on it as well. Okay, I am going to pop away for a second because I want to unplug all this and I want to put it through an effects pedal just to see what it sounds like. I'll be right back. Like any new uke, it's going out of tune as you'd expect it to. Okay, right, it's plugged in. Again, absolutely first impressions. I don't know, let me switch that off, if you'll pick this up or not. There's interference as soon as I plugged it into the pedal board. Hear that? Now that could be because I'm running it through the cheaper pedals and therefore a cheaper power supply. I will do a review on this and I'll try it with my other pedal board and see what's going on with it as well. But let's just have a quick listen. I'm keeping fingers crossed you don't have too much distortion. In fact, hang on, bear with me 1 second. There are. Hopefully now you can actually see a little bit of the pedal board and my new toy, which is a decibel reader. So if it ends up distorting, you're going to see that go flying up. And I apologise in advance. Okay, right, so first of all, I'm just got a little bit of reverb and a little bit of delay on here. Alright, so it's picking up, the effects pedals are picking up the steel strings very, very well. Let's try. I'm gonna be brave and put a little bit of overdrive. I'm not gonna put distortion on in this video because it's just the camera mic doing everything and I know I will end up with it ruining the sound. So I'm just... I had to abandon that pedal for now, all right, until I know the uke a little bit better. The feedback just went, woo! Okay, let's try a little bit of chorus. So I'm trying to keep nice and quiet. I've actually grabbed a plectrum for a minute as well. It's what I suspected, in that the pedals react very differently with steel strings compared to normal nylon uke strings, and this is just one of the reasons why I really fancied trying this. I have my eye on, there is a steel string ukulele that one day I will try and get, but for now I thought, well, this is a cheap compromise, and I gotta say, yeah, the frets are rubbish, but it's not too bad in terms of the overall quality. Bit of phaser. Now I'm guessing what it is inside here is probably pretty poor insulation, hence why I'm suddenly getting some buzzing, which I wouldn't normally do. So you'll hear the phaser going in and out. Now I didn't hear that with my other electroacoustic ukuleles the other day. Ooh, okay. I'm not going to keep you much longer. I just want to try a bit more reverb, just a touch, and a slightly different delay. Okay. Something else I'm going to have to mention as well. These don't have side markers on. I'd probably pop a couple on there because it would just be a little black Sharpie. But again, it's little things like that. Hence the cheap price, I assume. Or we could be here for weeks. Okay, so, oh, the buzzing has stopped. There we have it, my latest ukulele. A bit different, never going to be the best quality, not at the price that it was under £100. It's a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. The frets are dreadful on it, but I can fix that. But my main concern was the intonation, and that seems pretty good. As I said, I'll do a full review. Let's just very, very quickly do a quick test. So, if I play a C, then, yeah, we're on chromatic. C sharp is a little bit sharp. They are a little bit sharp, but it is a little bit. It's going to be playable for what I want to do with it, which is basically mess about with effects. So there we go, my Bohemian Surf Wax. I can't even remember what you call it now. Fuel can? Oil can, that's the word. My Bohemian Surf Wax Oil Can ukulele. I believe it's soprano scale, but again, I'll do a full review and go through all the specs then. So I'm hoping that the sound wasn't too distorted when we go to edit this now. So there we are. I do hope you've enjoyed. I certainly do have fun doing an unboxing, especially when it's something I haven't got a clue what it's going to be like. There we are, you know what to do. If you've got a comment or a question, please feel free to pop it below. Give us a like if you've enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos. Thanks for watching.